Greetings, everyone. This is Mike Wright, the Astro Sherpa, dropping in with the special report. We are looking at the moon coming into Capricorn. So we're going to feel our self pulled in new directions. And the moon just came off a favorable aspect with the sun down in Leo. So we're starting to feel our beliefs and see the outer world is crumbling, and we'll get to that part a little bit later. But for now, our personal self is we're ready to seek new love stories and relate again, but we're dealing with the crumbling of old structures. And we have two pretty significant events coming up. Today, Mercury and Mars are making a conjunction at 12 degrees of Virgo, and that will be in what's called a quincunx to our Chiron in Aries. So this is an awkward flow of energy of looking backwards of what we love about our interactions in day-to-day lives versus what we do in our daily work life. So we're being challenged to look at our health routines, and the outer world structures are trying to keep us safe through different means, but they're spreading fear and indecision because this is a polarized event, and that's what Sun down here and Jupiter, our heart, and what we believe in our spiritual feelings, our higher knowledge, these are polarized right now by all this energy. So we've been forced into thinking with one side of our brain or the other. So right now you're probably experiencing a heavy block of creativity if you are generally that type of person, and you're forced into a linear mode of thinking, like survival, finding food, money to pay the rent. This is all left brain, linear, structural, this is stuff that is crumbling down the old structures we were functioning under. These will all be ending. So that's why we feel all this major tension. Our right brain, if you are a left brain oriented person, that nature has been completely shut down, so you're forced to feel your way through situations, and you got to do it through what you love and what your intellectual mind is telling you, and that's uncomfortable for a lot of people. And we're doing all this while the world is projecting all their vomit, and the darkness is literally playing the same tune over and over and over. If you can't see the old world structures that are crumbling down and the old people making it crumble down, then you've had your head buried in the sand. And today's the day to wake up. With Mars and Mercury conjuncting today at 12 degrees, that is a new mental refresh, reset, but it's going to cause a lot of steam in daily interactions, and you can see people literally become unhinged, unwind, and like blow up because they didn't understand this abundance of energy and where it was coming from. So when our physical body and our emotional body and mental body gets an excess abundance of energy, we have to ground that out. And in our physical selves, we do that through art, dance, music, love, physical interactions. Emotionally, we cry, we laugh, we celebrate, we cry, we attend funerals. So we experience emotions from left to right. And this is a good process so that we don't store this emotional tension in our physical bodies. And then we can move on to our mental process. And Jupiter and Saturn up in Aquarius, we're getting a bunch of abundant mental a stable, steady supply of mental energy to improve your mind if you pay attention to yourself and patterns. And we are stimulated to repeat old patterns by the emotional pull of the moon. So if you follow and track the moon and discover your physical needs and processes, you will be able to rise above those patterns. For instance, in a new moon, some of us may feel pulled to release energy. Some people may feel pulled to, oversaturate their energy field, so they literally gorge. And then when the full moon happens, we purge or gorge too, vice versa in reverse situations. So Venus down here coming into Libra is taking the lead right now among all the personal planets. And Venus does like being in Libra, so it's under tension to this full moon because our emotions don't know which direction we want to go in yet. And Venus just is now coming into the daylight where we can relate out into the world again. And we've been under all these restrictions, and Venus is only going to give us a taste, through the end of the year, and then it will go retrograde right at the end of December. So any new love stories started will be under review at that time period. And so Neptune's over here still popping the illusions created by the structures who've deceived us. And there's a lot of Trojan horses out there, and America itself has to be purified of its old wounds and its old birthing processes. America itself will be coming under a Pluto return in 2024. And what that means is our subconscious will purify out the old impurities. So the Constitution as written will stand, Bill of Rights will stand, but America itself probably will be completely transformed. So we all need to look at what we love in ourselves and really focus on improving ourselves, and then we can radiate out to our community, and then that community can radiate out to the further boundaries of your state of being, and then the state can do national and national world earth. So this is how we radiate and vibrate outwards. But we all need to purify our old ego wounds, get rid of those. We've all been going through that process, but this Mercury-Mars conjunction today is gonna be the final switch of killing out the old mental processes and allowing your mind to think in a new way, more clear functioning way, and start to clear up the fog. And Mercury will come into Libra in September and do the final retrograde. So we're going to experience, a lot of setbacks and delays in September and leading up to the major transformations in October and November. So look at the things you need to shore up in your daily lives, your roots, really nurture the people close to you. We need to heal up those who are sick, wounded, depressed, and turn that around into positivity, healing, love, compassion, even healthy aggression, so that we can repair and heal and forgive ourselves first, and then we can forgive others. So a lot of big energy, long report here. I have some cards to show you. And this is the top line will be, this is what collectively we will need to release, and this is what we will be focusing on in our day-to-day lives, and this is what we can expect to receive energetically after the release of this. And underneath these cards is our subconscious shadow message pertaining to these three things out in our reality. And as always, the two cards below this is our descending path, the way we poured energy in the past to do things. And that's where we're probably being blocked, because we don't grow in understanding when we pour energy this way. And so we lose energy. So this is the descending path. If you see yourself putting energy in this direction, stop. We will be going in this direction. This is where you can become more conscious of your self-growth. So this is shedding off old self-ego identities that no longer serve you. And this will be the future. And once again, the two underneath are the subconscious. So I have not seen these, so let's take a look. And this is what we will be focusing on releasing. And this is Knight of Cups. So this is us. We all went out seeking love stories based on illusions. And now we're coming back, having been bruised up, but we do love. Our heart is bruised. So we need to release old love stories. We've learned a lot. So we still sit atop, our pure being, but this is the energy we need to release. So forget about chasing old love stories. It's time to come home and focus on Three of Cups. So this is creating and uniting what your intellect wants and what your heart wants. So this is merging your mind and your emotions, your higher emotions, so that you can fulfill and create your ultimate happy life. This is us all reaching, what we really love and create again. And this is the head here. So left, release, old crumbling, left, so this is centered now, where we can be creating our mind. And once we do that, the future says, wow, we will have a brand new understanding of how reality is and the world operates for real, versus the illusionary world where we went out in the past seeking to fill our emotional cups with illusions. And that was because Neptune and the media, Hollywood, Disney World created illusions based on us being consumers. So this is asking us to create new love stories, and that's what Venus up here is telling us to do. Love again, relate again. And the old way we were pouring energy, was being stuck. We were all stuck back in ego identities, chasing what we loved, ego-wise, not what our heart really loved. So this is energy we can't pour into. We have to release ourselves from old love stories, chasing these old wounds, and this is us pouring future into healing ourselves. Finding stable mental spaces where we can really feel our physical, emotional, and mental well-being, and realize our dreams. Our dreams are through this window. So we're laying on this, we have our power underneath us, and this is a time for us to rest and heal, because we are getting a new perspective. And let's see what our subconscious is telling us here. So this one says Queen of Air. So this is us taking this decisive feminine energy, and we can make a firm decision now. And that is us, using both left and right brain. And we can take our emotions and use that to create the new reality. And so this is us. This is the Ace of Coins card. So that is us creating, planting brand new seeds. And that's very fertile energy. So we can grow and create brand new worlds for ourselves, brand new stories. The world is here for us all to tap into. And this is you realizing your higher self. So this is ascension into your higher mind and leaving behind being controlled by your lower mind, which is our carnal desires, our animalistic desires, handled from your core chakra down to the root chakra. And so we can master those and move into the new future. So we're leaving behind chasing, yeah, that's 9 of Wands. So we're all beat up from chasing old ego desires, and we were hung up on a cross for doing it. So, but this has given us the ability to ascend into this higher self of self-understanding. So by resting, meditating, grounding, we will see this, our subconscious is allowing us to pick up the pieces from the battles we've been facing, and we can, take home the things we won from the battles and let those people go that, are no longer serving a purpose in our lives. And then we can contemplate and move forward into the future. So, all right, one more final thing. We're going to take a look at a big picture here. So the planets from the outer universal view, you can see Pluto up here. That's what's been tearing down our old legacies. Saturn is here, challenging our sense of belonging, and it's killing off our old power structures. So these people running our power structures, they're incompetent and declining. And so Jupiter is showing us we have to awaken our new Aquarian abilities, which is our friend groups, and we all need to come together and build a new reality. And so Earth is between the Sun and Jupiter, so this gives us an opposition. And from this chart, you can see that right here to there, and that will be perfected on Friday. So we're going to be polarized between what our heart loves and creates and wanting to be in the spotlight versus this higher spiritual understanding that we are being transformed. Anyway, thanks for hanging in there. Long video. I wish everyone well. Astro Sherpa out.